lovely people, Coupon and Crystal here. It's time for Frugal Tip Tuesday, guys. Yes, let's jump into this video, guys. Now, for today's topic, we're going to talk about a few different things. But as I always tell you guys, that frugal living is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. It's a choice to live in that manner. Just because you're living frugal doesn't mean that you have to do without things. It doesn't mean that you've got to be miserly. It's just simply meaning that you're going to make better choices about the things that you're going to do with your money and how you're going to live, okay? Now, a few of the things I wanted to talk about that topic is just, first of all, being honest with yourself. Just because we're couponers doesn't mean that we're good stewards over our money. It doesn't mean that we are really conscious of what we spend our money on. Just because you're a couponer doesn't automatically mean that you are good with money. Okay? Because it's really quite easy to overspend even using coupons. Okay? Because the purpose of coupons is to make sure that you have that savings, but you also have to stay conscious of what you're spending and that you're getting things that your family ultimately really needs, okay? It's all about a timing thing, okay? Timing the purchase and the savings at the right time. Now, you need to know your choke. Meaning you need to know what is your triggers. If you are a spender and going in the store is going to trigger you, then you need to not go in the store, okay? I understand you're a couponer, but until you get your mind fully in alignment with what you're trying to do and the path that you're trying to go on to be better financially in your household, you need to find out what is triggers for you, okay? All right, now if you go in the Dollar Tree and you going in the Dollar Tree to browse, you going in Target to browse, you going in Walmart to browse, those places are triggers for you, okay? You need to stay out them stores, all right? Because honestly, even just going in the Dollar Tree to browse, you spending money, okay? You gonna come out of Dollar Tree with at least $10, $20 worth of stuff. Easily, just picking up stuff, okay? And it may not be necessarily things that you actually need. It just can be, oh, it's $1. Oh, it's $1. Just because it's $1 doesn't mean it's $1 that you need to spend. Because what? You being frugal, you trying to get your stuff on track. The next thing would be is lunchtime, all right? If you are a person and you like to eat out, I like to eat out. Love to eat out, actually, okay? It's convenient and I like food. But what I realize is it's better for me to cook. Number one, my husband needs to have lunch every day, but I need to have lunch. And what I tend to do is I actually will make the dinner, but I make the dinner in a large enough portion. We're going to be able to have dinner and we're also going to have a portion for lunch. So what you need to make sure that you do, you need to take out the lunch portions out of the dinner portions so you don't allow your family members to gobble up the food and then you don't have anything left over for lunch. Defeats the whole purpose. Okay. Now, if doing lunch is too much of a task for you, then just get it all done in one day. Okay. Designated day, may it be Sunday, may it be Saturday, and do meal prep. Okay. I used to do this a lot. I used to just make up a bunch of lunches and that way the week was taken care of. And that to me is always a good way, especially if you're trying to get yourself in the habit of doing that, you know, because it's a habit to spend and it's a habit to not spend. So you got to get yourself, getting your mind right, you know, getting yourself into that mode of, you know what, I need to make a better conscious decision of, do I really need to eat out today? Just because I'm on the value menu, it's $5, you know, it's $6. That $6 could be going towards something else, okay? We're fastly approaching the holidays, all right? It is soon going to be Christmas. And I heard today that Walmart is not doing layaway, okay? So some folks is going to be caught off guard. So what I would recommend that you do, I told my husband, I'm going to be very strategic on this holidays. Purchases last Christmas, Crystal, I spent a lot of money, guys, and I'm not doing it this year. I'm not. I have so many grandbabies. I am going to designate a certain amount that I am going to spend for each person, and that's it. When I reach the cap, I reach the cap, okay? That's what I'm going to do. And I was actually in Sam's Club yesterday, and I seen some really, really cute things that I wanted to get, but I was just like, nope. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to decide the amount that I'm going to spend, and I'm going to start taking out each payday, and I'm paid every 2 weeks. I'm going to start taking out money each payday to set aside what I want to have by the time Christmas shopping time gets here. That way, when I get my check, we get a check, like a longevity check on my job, Christmas, at the Christmas party. Crystal putting her check in the bank. I ain't spending mine on no Christmas. Nope. Now, it's going to be kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to say I'm going to put a limit on what I buy Richard. That's just hard for me because he spoils me and I like to spoil him. So it's kind of hard for me to say that I'm just going to put a cap on what I spend for him. So I don't know about that. I'm going to try to reel myself in a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Now, another thing is, if you guys, just like what I said about triggering, if you find that when you physically go in the store that you tend to overspend, the ways that you can combat that is making sure that you make a list and you're sticking to it. Taking in actual cash versus taking in your actual debit card. You're more conscious of things when you have physical cash going out of your hand versus your actual debit card. It is easy to be Miss Sally Swiper. Okay, swipe, 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 swipe. And then before you know, you done spent some money. Now, one thing, this is a tip from my sister Marianne. My sister Marianne is a good steward over her money, and she writes down what she spends. And if we go shopping, she's in the car and she's in her planner writing down how much she spends. And I think that is a great way to do, because you are always going to have a conscious dollar amount in your mind. When you do not have a conscious dollar amount in your mind of how much money you actually have, how much money you actually spend, you are not knowledgeable about your own stuff. So when you're not knowledgeable about your own stuff, you don't know that you overspent because you don't even know how much money you had to begin with. That is not good. You don't need to know no ballpark. You need to know the figure. Okay? So, what I would say, as far as if going in the store is an issue for you, then try online shopping. Online shopping would be good because that way you're able to sit down. You're not triggered by being hungry. Of course, you know never to go in the grocery store hungry. You should never go in the grocery store hungry. You should never go shopping hungry. Don't go couponing hungry, because I declare you're going to buy some stupid stuff. I know that applies to me. I will buy some crazy stuff because I'm going in there on an empty stomach and I'm drawn to the food. Oh, I want to buy this. I want to buy this. And they come out with a bunch of junk versus stuff that I need to have. Now, you can also do meal planning. Okay, meal planning is always going to be helpful for you, because if I go to the refrigerator and I go to the pantry and I look at what I currently have, you're going to be far less likely to go to the store and buy a duplicate item. Okay, just because we are couponers, I'm going to say that again. It is not an automatic that just because you're a couponer that these things are going to fall into place. It's really not. It's a reprogramming of your mind when you become a couponer, and you want to take on, if you choose to, nobody's pressuring you, but if you choose to take on a frugal lifestyle, then you start to look at things from a frugal standpoint. I'm not talking about being miserly. I'm talking about being frugal in the sense of, let me think of the best way for me to do this. Okay, even when my husband and I, we go out to eat, and y'all know we go out to eat a lot. If you look at our couples channel, Rich and Chrissy Show, I will link in the description box below. Okay, now if you watch the channel, you see that my husband and I, we do eat out quite a bit. Okay, but we do sometimes have some places that we do go to that do have apps, that do have ways that we can get discounts. Outback has an app, okay? And the Outback app or Dine Rewards actually applies to, I think it's Carrabba's, Bonefish, and Outback, okay? Those like sister restaurants. So once you've had 3 qualifying meals and you've scanned your receipt on the app, or you told the cashier or your waitress that's checking you out, you give them your Dine Rewards telephone number that's connected to your account. You get credit for that meal, and then once you've done the 3, it's going to give you a free meal or $20 off your next purchase, which is amazing. So when we did the gender reveal video, we had actually went to Outback. We went to Outback for that, and we basically got half off of our bill, which was great. You know what I'm saying? So it's same thing with Red Lobster. Red Lobster does the same thing. Red Lobster gives you rewards back, which can be appetizers or it can be desserts back. You know, you've got to look at it as everything is not going to be a huge, humongous savings, okay? But it is the little things that add up. Like they say, it's the little foxes that spoil the vine, okay? You've got to look at those little things, those little places that money is leaking out of your budget, leaking out of your household, because it's the money that unaccounted for money. You going in a dollar store, you picking up things, just randomly picking up things. I have an addiction to buying. I love to buy little notebooks and stuff. This is a perfect example right here. Little notebooks and let me show you guys this. I love to buy stuff like this. Little notes and little, I got these things everywhere, man. I got these things everywhere. These little things like this. I love buying stuff like this. It's $1. It's $1. Yeah, it's $1, but it's a one less dollar in your bank account, fool. Just because it's $1 doesn't mean it's justified. Okay? Get that in your head, Crystal. So I have to reel myself in, because guess what? I thought about it like this. If I'm saving myself so much, okay? I'm saving myself so much money, because if I'm not leaving my office to go buy lunch, I'm saving on gas, number one. Okay, I'm not leaving my office. I'm saving on gas. Now, sometimes you just want to have a mental, like, oh, I need to get out of this office. I need to get out of here. I need to get away. Okay, go sit in your car. Go watch a Coupon and Crystal video. You know, shameless plug. Go do something that's going to take your mind off of what we're doing. All right. But at least you won't be riding off to the Dollar Tree to, oh, I'm on my lunch, let me swing by the Dollar Tree. Oh, I'm on my lunch, let me swing by Walmart. Okay. You know, I want us, even though we're couponing and we're doing our Ibotta and we're getting our rebates and we're getting our coupon money, I just want us to stay on the task of making sure that we're conscious of what we're spending, and we're not putting ourselves in a place to where we are spending unnecessary money. Because I guarantee you guys, you've got to remember that we are still paying tax. We're paying tax on the stuff that we are getting, even though we're getting it at a discount or free or darn near free. We're still paying tax in some states. In my state of North Carolina, I am paying tax, honey, and that stuff adds up. So I really, really, really recommend that you definitely have a coupon budget. Okay, if you are going to coupon, allow that yourself have a coupon budget. I feel like that's going to keep you on task. If you want to figure that in your food budget some type of a way, you know, if you are going to be doing food things that's going to go towards your grocery, then you can do that, but you just need to distinguish it. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep it separate so you know what is going where. Now, just because, I'm gonna say this again, I also want to bring up budgeting real briefly before I end this video, because what I do for my personal self, the bills that I pay within the household, Richard has designated bills that he pays, and I have designated bills that I pay, and I get paid every 2 weeks. Okay, so what I do, I already know what I'm going to have to pay when that payday comes. So I like to go in my planner and I have a sticky note and I write down the bills that I'm planning on paying on that payday. See, I already know, you know, give your money a mission or it's going to tell you where it's going to go. And I know with these frugal tips, we seem like we are all over the place, but I feel like they're just little frugal nuggets that I think will help you guys, and you just pick out the ones that applies for you, okay? Now, sometimes I know budgeting can be overwhelming for people, but I do encourage you to have some type of budget. You don't have to be fancy. I promise you don't. You can just go to the Dollar Tree, get you a little notepad or get you some notebook paper out your kids' school book, okay? Get you something. Write your stuff down. But when you write your stuff down of all your bills, please, people, list all your bills and be realistic about it, okay? Be realistic about it, all right? Write down all of your bills, every single bill, okay? Write them down. Then, because I do this with people that I work with, especially if they're having issues with their finances, I try to show them that, okay, well, if you know that you got 4 paydays in the month, then you need to take the money that you gonna get and forecast for the lowest amount possible. If you are hourly earner and not a salary earner, then you need to, your average of what you know you're gonna get each payday, then you need to divide your stuff up. See, don't be, I see people do this and it just really irritates me when I see people base their bills off of overtime. That's a no. Don't do that, because if something happens with that overtime and your job cuts your overtime, then you're going to be jacked up. You're going to be jacked up. So it's always best to know what you got, know what you're going to get, know what your responsibilities are, and then put those things in priority. Those main things, you need to make sure that you are covering those things. I know this stuff may seem, you know, simple to people, or everybody's not. You would be amazed at the people that I encounter that are grown adults and are not budgeting. You know, they don't really have a real honest account of how much money they really get their hands on and how much money they really spend. And if you're an adult, you know, as old as I am, I'm 48, you know, you've probably been a millionaire by now. I'm just gonna be honest. You've probably been a millionaire. If you add up how much money you've made over your lifetime, you've probably been a millionaire, but what do you have to show for it? You know what I'm saying? You've probably had your hands on $1 million, but it don't went right back out. I'm just, you know, it is what it is. You know, I think as we get older, we tend to be more conscious of money because we realize that we don't have an endless supply of time. So then we start looking at money from a different perspective. Hopefully we will, but you know, I just want people to get that before they get to the point to where it's at an emergency situation type of thing. You know what I'm saying? If I knew then what I knew now, I would have made better decisions back then. Who else is that on this video? So that's it, guys. I hope these tips are going to be helpful to you. If you guys want a more example budget, a more sit down kind of write down type of budget situation, you guys let me know in the comments below the video. Have no problem doing that. I may even make up a Google document for it if enough people want to see it. I don't know if there's a need for that here on this channel. Just let me know in the comments below, guys. If these frugal tips are helping you on Frugal Tip Tuesday, let me know in the comments below as well. Give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already a member of the Coupon Crew, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll know when I come on and come to do a video besides Frugal Tip Tuesday, okay? That's it, guys. Remember, click to save and you'll be amazed. Bye-bye.